Well, the Mojo Club is actually at Pittsmore, quite an unusual place, which is what you call a poorer part of town.
The Mojo Club was about innovation, excitement, a place where teenagers could go and really enjoy themselves, and also an introduction, I think, to music.
Still, if I drive past there now, actually have a look, it's been changed in houses, some flats.
Rod Stewart, Long John Baldry, Ike and Tina Turner, Amen Corner, I think the Hollies, John Lee Hooker. There's so many, you can't... Although we used to have a knack of bringing over from the States. Little Stevie Wonder played there.
It was very dark. When you went in, it was actually, I'd never realised at the time, but you went in, you had to have a membership. Half the time I hadn't got my membership card because my mum used to confiscate it, so you had to be signed in. And you went into the first dingy little kiosk. Everything was dingy and very poor, but that added to the excitement. And you walked into a room, to the left was a coffee bar, which had barrels in it, and there was an awful lot of decoration. They had art students to decorate the walls, which were absolutely superb, because it felt, to me it was all new anyway because I was very young, but it felt very groundbreaking, incredibly exciting, fantastic music. To the right you walked into the main dance area. It had a little platform. We used to sit and hang over and hope to be noticed, and that extended round onto the stage. People used to get up onto the stage and dance, and obviously Pete Stringfellow, very skinny he was, very attractive. He seemed to me very attractive, and he was like older than me, which seemed, he was probably, I don't know, 10 years older. That seemed enormous at the time.
When Jimi Hendrix came to the Mojo Club, interestingly, they were starting to look for the drugs, and Peter tells the story that two firemen came in, because they were the people, don't ask me why, who were looking for the drugs at that time. And they came into the dressing room and said to Peter Stringfellow, "Have you got any drugs in this place?" And Peter went, "No." And I'll not use the word that they used, but they looked at Jimi Hendrix, who was of course black, and said something of the words like, "What about the black hair?" And Peter said, "I looked at Jimi Hendrix and he got one of the biggest joints on that I'd ever seen." And he went, "No man, not me." And he went, "All right, we're going then." And he said he had got one of the biggest joints when he was smoking that I've ever seen. This is a Christmas programme for the King Mojo Club. And we're saying have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This would be maybe back in 67, 66, 67. They send me that because they're advertising, you see, who's going to be on New Year's Eve and Xmas Eve. Xmas a Go-Go, 1967, yeah. And the New Year's Eve was up on his big row band. I was there. And then the all-nighter, the Spellbinders from America, was something on his big row band. And then on the back, we'll see what's happening in the new year. And as you can see there, Sunday the 8th of January at 7:30, the Jimi Hendrix Experience from New York. Only 5 shilling, which is 25p today. Funnily enough, in 1966, I was at the Mojo Club, and I'd actually grown a little beard, something similar to what I've got on now, and I've only had this on for about 8 months. And a friend of mine said to me, who was at Mojo Club, "I don't think you're going to have any success with the ladies with that beard." And I turned round, and the first girl I saw leaning against the wall, I asked to dance. And we got married in 1972. And so from 1966 to now, we've been together.
Why did the Mojo Club close then? What was the reason?
It was closed because it was in suburbia, almost urban area, and surrounded by houses, which again I never thought at the time. So residents must have been absolutely horrified. We had that on your doorstep now, but in those days it was so groundbreaking they probably wondered what on earth had hit them, which again you'd never even consider when you were sort of young and innocent, really. So I think it was those. They also applied for a licence, presumably needed a renewal on the building. I'm not sure about that one. And it had got this reputation. The police did raid it occasionally, and the police were very, very against it because it had a reputation for drugs. That's why my parents, they didn't know anything about it except that, it was a real druggy place, which in hindsight you can see why they were terrified. But I thought that was really, really unfair because a couple of my friends were allowed to go. I'd always got to have subterfuge. And so I think it was a combination of wanting to license it, but most of all it was really, I suppose, thinking it was bad influence, the drug scene. There was a very amusing story that did go round, and I think it's true, that an old man who lived near to the Mojo complained that it affected his pigeons, and I think that's a true story, and I think his voice counted as well. So
in what way did it affect his pigeons?
I think he said it was the music, the noise. Yes. You know, so I mean we are talking about mid-60s. It's hard to believe, but
and I'm wondering who could be writing this song.
Sheffield, that is it something in the water that makes all these musicians seem to come out of this industrial city? What is it that seems to churn them out like it does, do you think? You've got such a legacy in this city, really, haven't you?
Yes, we have. I think it's a pride. I think Sheffield is a steel city. A lot of people are proud of Sheffield. I know it gets knocked for various reasons, but in actual fact, the city is a wonderful place. And I think people's got a pride in the city, and we can be as good as anybody else anywhere. And I think that does come from the music, and it comes from, with a sporting city. It's a pity about the football team now and again, but you know, they should have done a lot better than they have done. But we are a proud city.
So big and I never knew the moon. Be so blue, grateful that you took away my old shoes and brought me here instead. dressed in red. And I'm wondering who could be writing